He actually eats a burrito out of it first, if you remember.
Yes, and then he puts the baby in it.
He puts the baby in there and closes it up so that baby is safe. I mean, it's not plugged in.
It even dings.
Which is weird. But anyways, that whole opening scene, I knew it immediately that as Clint was watching, he's like, oh no, this is going to be... And I leaned over, I said, bro, I promise you that this is not representative of the rest of the movie, but it's just a scene, I promise. And he was like, I physically felt the relief, like all the tenseness that was on him just melt away and say, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no.
Thank you,
My jaw was on the floor. I was looking at both of them the entire time like, what's happening?
Dude, yeah. It was definitely not a good way to start it. Like,
No.
yeah, but
not at
but
all.
luckily it didn't stay that way. That was the worst of it. But like, okay, and let me say this too. The Flash as a comic book character.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
Top
He's
tier.
been one of my favorite characters since I was a kid. I remember watching the 80s movies of it
Mm-hmm.
and just being like, oh my gosh, the Flash is so cool. I love the Flash. Dude, I was all about speed. I had my first bike said cheetah on the side of it, and I just felt so fast riding it around. I was like, man, I'm faster than everybody.
I also remember as a kid running around being like, look at how fast I am. You can't even see how fast I am. I went from this at Mom. Did you see me? And she's like, no, I didn't see you. And it's like, yeah, I'm so fast. So yeah.
Yeah, your mom's
I'm
a
on the same
complete
thing.
liar. No. But
What's that about,
as all
Mom?
good moms are for certain things, I think. But anyways, I think my mom's villain story is that she's just too honest. She's an Asian lady, so you know how.
Oh yeah. There
in
is
such
no.
a
You're
bad
so
way.
fast.
Yeah,
It's
filter.
it's
More
yeah.
like,
Sit back down now.
You're so fat. Just you go outside and run. As that's what she would say. But anyways, but the Flash is a character, top tier, DC. I mean, phenomenal as a character. But it's one of those things where also he's so good,
Yeah.
that I'm like, he should never ever have any issues. Like if he can think as fast as he's actually is as fast as
Yeah.
he's like, how do you ever? You have to catch him in his sleep, like basically.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, like I don't know how he'd ever be surprised by anything.
Right. Because you can just
Yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah, but that being said, they still do make compelling stories. That's another thing is that if you're just watching this and you don't know anything about the comics,
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty-
better for you, I think.
Pretty okay.
But when you know the comics source, it's kind of like, ooh, I like
Awful.
that a little bit better.
Yeah. So the difference between DC Cinematic Universe Barry Allen and comic book Barry Allen in all forms.
Yeah,
Comic book Barry Allen is the smartest person.
he's incredible. Well, because he thinks in hyperspeed.
Yeah,
like
he can read a book in like 2 seconds,
less than that. Like he's just so fast.
and he can absorb everything. His
Yeah.
brain thinks as fast as he can run. That's like the whole thing with the Flash. Remember, any of my comic book knowledge does not come from myself. It comes from my dearly beloved Sybil, who knows way more than I do about this. But trust me, I got an earful about this whole thing.
Yeah.
So comic book Barry Allen, super fast, super careful, super considerate, right? And he knows what he's doing before he does it.
Let me jump in real quick. I think that he has to have a very like healthy, mature mindset.
Absolutely.
Because if not, like if he had my mindset that
Yeah.
overthinks and he's thinking as fast as he does,
Yeah, he would explode.
He would be infinitely depressed, infinitely jaded. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would just be as quick as he thinks. Like if he thought like me,
Yeah.
who overthinks everything, like I literally have to dull my mind so I don't overthink.
I would have done the same thing. I would do the same thing. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then I would just go and read every single psychology book that I could find and just be like, what's the problem here? What's the solution? You know, that's where I
I
would
only
go.
get my mental health advice from TikTok and YouTube. So
We need to talk about this after
Yeah,
this
this is a
because that's a problem.
yeah. Okay, that's why I'm so. Oh, never.
Anyways, so Cinematic Universe Barry Allen is very that. He is supposed to be incredibly smart, but he's extremely clumsy, extremely awkward, not nearly as intelligent, and kind of like kind of a douchebag.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where like he's the type to say I'm smarter than I look, and you're like, yeah, okay, buddy, sure.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like there's
Like,
some
I'm hot and smart. You're like, okay.
yeah, I think he's just he definitely I think his character is a little bit like
Yeah.
I'm smarter than you. I don't got time to mess with you.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit
Yeah.
short in like with people. But he also is a recluse and doesn't have any friends. So even his coworkers are very like a-hole-ish to him, and I'm just kind of like,
Well, let's take the comparison between the Marvel universe and the DC universe,
Yeah.
right? The way that they're trying to build the movie franchise is that basically Batman is Tony Stark,
yeah.
or Bruce Wayne is basically Tony Stark.
Well, I mean
right?
that's
that's
a fair
always how
compar-
it's
that's
been.
always been a comparison.
Yeah, the leader of the group,
Right.
and the Flash is supposed to be Spider-Man. That's what they're trying to do with it. Now, where it's falling short right now, in my opinion, is that they do not take the Flash nearly as seriously as Tony Stark takes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right? Tony takes Spider-Man and is like, you could do everything. You could solve all of these problems by yourself, but you are 17 years old. And I don't want you to.
Yeah.
Right? It's like he's super strong. He's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Like probably beats Tony in intelligence
He
alone.
he beat freaking Doctor Strange, one of the strongest.
He pulled a Thanos punch. Like that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's like Hulk level strong.
Yeah.
Right? That's insane. And Barry Allen is literally the equivalent, right? Super smart, super strong, super fast.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, kid, go, I don't know, clean up the streets.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a
I mean,
mentory kind of thing.
Well, but
They're
there's
just brushing him
but there's
off.
also a difference in age. Peter Parker's a teenager.
Yeah.
Barry Allen's he's an adult in
Yeah.
his 20s at least, I think, with a adult person job. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a little bit different in that respect. But I hear the comparison you're making, and yes, I get it. I as far as the movie goes though, I thought it was pretty good. It was very entertaining. I loved most of the visuals.
Yeah, until
I
it got
think-
really weird.
Yeah, I mean let's just walk through it.
I want to preface this whole walkthrough with I love what they tried to do with the story. I love what they tried to do with the story so much that I really, really wish that it had been done better. Right? The bones for like a beautiful character piece are there, and they just baby in a microwaved it.
James Gunn, I wish he directed it. No, but here's the thing. James Gunn highly recommended the director and is good friends with him.
Yeah, and
he's a great
You
director.
can tell that they did a lot with what they had.
Yeah, so it's
And they had Ezra Miller and the DC producers. That's what they had.
yeah. So, but again, James Gunn is taking the reins.
Yeah.
We're after this, we're gonna go watch the Suicide Squad by James Gunn because this guy's never seen it. Because again, he keeps telling me, "Oh,
I
bro,
watched the
I
Oscar
love
award-winning
movies.
one."
I'm a full-time movie fan just like you, bro." And he's never seen the Suicide Squad, which is the Suicide Squad, the one that James Gunn directed, and it's. I mean, infinitely as soon as you see it. But anyways, I'm rambling.
I'll take the razzing. I'm gonna give you the behind the scenes things that we've talked about before. When he watches a movie, he sits for the 2.5 hours and watches the movie. When I watch a movie, it's like a 6-hour endeavor, right? I watch the movie, I see the behind the scenes, I watch people talk about it, I see what other people are saying about it, and I know too much about it.
Well, I don't have. I mean, yeah, that's true. I could do all this, but it's for me like
You're
I'm
the
more of like
experience
buy
based.
the. Well, I would if I buy the movie, then I will watch all the extra stuff.
Oh,
as much as
yeah,
I
yeah,
can.
yeah.
I mean, I'm a big. I don't know if there's
prerequisite.
anybody TV shows who love Psych. I have the full box
all right
over here.
there.
I'm looking at it. I've watched all the audio commentaries. I've watched all the extended deleted scenes, everything on it, and I just eat that stuff up as well.
Mm-hmm.
But now everything's just digital. I just buy stuff.
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
I remember.
rambling a little
I
bit.
remember like 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago for me at this point, where I'd have my little, like, do you remember the little iPod minis that had the screen on them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're like this big.
Yes.
I remember going into iTunes and buying and downloading behind the scenes for movies and just watching those
That's amazing. That's
on the little
That's an amazing
iPod.
full-time movie fan host origin story.
A little, yeah, a
That's
little
amazing.
lime green.
You love
iPod
movies when
Nano.
you watch it on like a screen that's like the size of your thumb.
Yeah, I've been on the search, and another before we go back into it, another little side tangent. I had one
Yeah.
on that little iPod that I cannot find anywhere anymore, and it's a weird, like, it was an MTV thing
Yeah.
that Jack Black was doing.
Ooh, I love Jack Black.
Right, and it was like teaching the basics of filmmaking, right? So it was about like 3-point shooting, where you have your two characters and you have the camera between, and you switch between the views, but you never cross the line. And Andy Dick was a part of it for some reason at the end, and I can't find it anywhere.
And
I've been
you're
searching for
incensed.
like 10 years.
If any of you guys find
Jack
it,
Black,
just know that he's
what
looking,
is it called?
He's looking for his iPod. It has Jack Black on it. If any of you guys find it, please hit us up in the comments.
It might have been in Mad
We'll
TV
give you
Big,
his.
too, I don't
We'll
know.
give you his mailing address.
Yeah.
He's more than happy to give you a reward for
Please.
it. Very important.
It's like a 10-minute video too. It's not even that long.
he
just
needs it.
I just want to know I'm not crazy, you know?
So speaking of crazy, I'll just segue back into the Flash. What's crazy about the Flash is that it's very good because it like we talked about this earlier compared to the comics and stuff like that. This is very focused on Barry's experience.
Yeah.
It is like for me it's good. I wouldn't go as far as say it's great, but I would say like overall
agree.
it's good, not great. But when it comes to DC movie scaling, it's fantastic. Like, it's such a good movie.
That's fair.
Like when you're comparing it to other DC movies.
And if you don't have any prerequisites into the characters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
If-
without any comic book.
If this is your Barry Allen, the only Barry Allen you know, it's okay.
you're gonna love it if that's all you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, as
For what
far
it
as,
is.
yeah. Which again, for the movie, it's
Which
good.
this movie is not for you if that's the only Barry Allen you know, by the way, because there's a lot that happens.
yeah,
And we'll get to it.
yeah. I think so.
Michael Keaton.
Oh my gosh, so good. I love it. I loved it. I don't know how. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, we
will. So basically, what happens? We're just gonna walk through it a little bit with you. So after that, he's just kind of he's dealing with the facts of his dad's trials.
Yeah,
coming
he's
back
about
up.
to go to jail again.
Well, they're
Sentencing.
yeah, they're trying to see if they can get him out.
Yeah.
If they have enough to exonerate him.
Yeah.
And so he's just stressed out about that. His dad is kind of accepted, like, hey man, this
Yeah.
is just my new life.
Mom's been dead.
Yeah. And so he's just like, who cares about raising my son? I'm just gonna stay in prison.
Yeah.
He's just given up.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
And so Barry's just upset about all this, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then he's got some girl he kind of likes, but is not sure who's kind of around. And then he's got
Yeah, he's got his job,
jerk. Yeah, he's got jerk
friends.
friends and teammates, according to him. He's
Yeah.
just like, well, I'm always cleaning up after Batman and everybody else. Where's the rest of Justice League? So he's just feeling kind of down in all the ways.
Yeah.
And then he starts to think like, well, what if I can, see?
Yeah.
Because he talks about it with Bruce, like, hey, what if I can literally go back in time and see my mom? Like, why can't I just do that?
Yeah, and then Bruce does the heralding thing that in story terms where he goes, "Hey man, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, he's just
We are who we are because of those things."
Yeah, I mean, which is
It's the truth.
It's the truth, and it's correct.
Yeah.
For him to say, and Barry, he tries to convince him because he's like, "Hey, I could save your parents too,"
Yeah.
And Bruce is just
like,
like, "Man, no, don't."
I would
Who knows
not.
what you can mess up? Like,
Yeah.
leave it alone. It is what it is, and so, but it's one of those things that when I think about it, it's one of those things that like I could have everybody in the world tell me the correct advice.
Yeah.
It's like, well, well, let me explain, because maybe
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
On the off chance you're wrong, I'm gonna do it.
It's like I told you about the scheduling thing at the shop right now.
Yeah,
Exactly that.
Yeah, and so it's like
right.
if I had the opportunity to go back in time, bro. You, do you know how many things like it's all the things like you think about like randomly will come up in your mind like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Like I so much regret that. So many things I would go back in time and redo. Like I would be young Barry who just got his powers and be like, no, we can try this way.
Yeah, we can
try
do
that way.
everything.
That would be absolutely, and it's you too. Don't lie. You, if you could go back in time, you would
There's
try to
a-
fix no matter who told you what, because you're already ignoring your parents and you're already
Yeah.
ignoring the mentors in your life and the older people who have got it together. You're already ignoring them anyway. So don't even lie in the comments and try to say that like, oh no, I wouldn't do it. Like, okay, buddy.
This is the real fallen
Sure.
man shit right here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's be honest. We're all a little bit Barry Allen in this in life. So he gets something in his head. He's like, you know what? I think if I did it this way, I don't have to really interact with anybody. You
Oh
know?
no, you have to remember that he got so upset on the phone with his dad
Yeah.
that he just started running.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's how he figured out he could go back.
I think, wasn't it?
He made it to the Speed Force.
He went back to his old house and then he.
Yeah, he went back to his old. It was him going through because his
What?
dad's trial was the next day.
But he also had that moment with Iris where they were getting drinks. So where did that happen? Because that happened before then as well.
No, because he ran first. He ran first.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah, and then he was like, I went back in time.
he went to the babies and all the danger.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my god,
I'm a
this
time
happened
traveler.
earlier.
Yeah.
And then he went back and was like, no, I can't do anything with this. I can't do
Yeah.
anything with this. And then he went and had drinks with Iris. And
Yeah.
Mind you, we watched this like 3 weeks ago, okay?
Yeah, give us a break already. Please. I can already hear you. Seriously.
What do you
Cut us
expect
some
me to
slack.
watch it a second time?
Oh, also, it's been a while since we've done this
Yeah.
in person. We're getting our groove back.
Yeah. Like we don't do this every episode.
Like, this isn't just our thing.
Yeah. Where we go. No. What is it? Wait.
Oh, yeah, let me jump back. Oh, wait, what about this?
Anyway, so he has
scatterbrained.
drinks with Iris in his
Right.
in his apartment. And then he's like, oh my god, I don't have to. Oh, you're brilliant. Okay, bye. And then just leaves.
Yeah.
And
it was
starts running back to
the tomato sauce.
the tomato
Because
sauce.
his mom sent his dad to get the tomato sauce. She got killed by who knows what.
This is why you have to watch the movie before
Yeah, she
you
got killed.
before you come to this because we
you
don't
can
make
muddle
any
through all
sense.
this, and you know what I mean. Yeah, you'll understand what we're saying
Yeah.
as we say everything.
And if
in the
you
correct
don't,
order.
you gotta watch the movie. Sorry.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So his dad comes back. Mom's dead. He gets accused of it. Blah blah blah. So he's like, "Oh, well, I'll just put the can of tomato sauce in the cart. Dad doesn't have to leave. Mom stays alive."
Yep.
And so that's what he does. And then as he's going back to his timeline, supposedly, I guess we
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
that he would make it back.
Yeah.
Because some other speed, I don't know, person that
Came in
looks-
and punched him into wherever
Punched
he
it.
landed.
yeah, punched him out of his little time sphere where
His
he's running
speed
through.
demon?
Yeah, and he's so he punches him out of the speed sphere that he's in. That's going to take him
Speed
back.
Force.
Yeah, Speed Force, but it looks like a little circle around him.
It's very goofy looking.
Yeah,
by the way.
so punches him out. he enters a timeline.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he
supposed to be
meets
like
his-
18.
Yeah, he meets himself at 18, where a little bit before he gets his actual powers.
Literally like hours before.
Yeah, and his mom's there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, maybe
Yeah.
stick around." Stupidly, I don't know why he didn't just start running immediately when he got knocked out and just,
I don't either. Curiosity.
I guess, killed the cat. They say, but
Yeah.
and so he kind of stays around. For me, now this is the part that I was kind of like, this is a little slow for me. Is he does spend a lot of time with his self?
See, I liked that part.
Yeah,
But I am a bit of a. This is why I was like, I'm a sucker for this story as it's being told because
Yeah.
it is a very human story.
Yeah.
Right. You're going back to fix something. Oh my god, it's fixed. Now I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then, oh, actually, You can't.
If Full Time Movie fans, thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We want to hang out and discuss the movie with you. So don't forget to do that below. Have a good one. I hope your day is everything you dreamed it'd be and more.